Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, do you remember this? This is part 2 of that. So, this is where we're making this, which was my prototype. We're just recreating that in a bit more of a decorative file. So, where did we get to? So, we just finished putting the front pocket on, and I needed to go and take the dog out for a walk, which I've done, and now I'm back. So, this will be Wednesday for you. Previous video was on Monday, so or it might not be Wednesday for you because you might not be watching it on Wednesday. So whenever you're watching it, it's moments for me but days for you. So okay, so we're going to do the infill bit. So the other thing on the front of here is these two pockets. Now these are just little pockets, and that means that we can have a little tag tucked in either side, and then we've got this one that's kind of straddles both of them, just a bit different, bit quirky, bit engaging. So we'll do exactly that on this one. Okay, so I realize then that means we're going to cover up this flower. So hey, things happen, don't they? So what can we use on here? So I just thought we might as well use what we've already got. So we've got some card here that was left over from the last bit that we did, and what we want to do is we want to just make these. Now these are 2 by 2.5. That's what they measure. So we're just going to cut that down to that. I'm just going to cut this very edge off because it's a bit rough and ready, a bit like me in the morning. Like me, that will be me tomorrow, a bit rough and ready. Monday morning never look great on a Monday morning. So so we're going to cut this down to, what have we got here? Is that 2.5 already? It is. So we're going to cut that down to 2. So, and all I did was I shaped the 2 opposite corners to give it a bit of a difference. That one, and then that one. And that way then they'll sit on here like this. Oh, no, not like that, like that. Okay, so a bit closer together this time because the way that we did the pocket. So but that's fine. Okay, in fact I might even make it a little bit, shall I go shorter? No, we're going to stay like this, Dave. Don't start messing with it now. So I just want to make sure that whatever you're doing, no, that's the wrong way around, so that one's got to go in that corner. Yeah, so again, it's just this time, because it's a tuck, not a pocket, it's gonna have it glue on 2 sides rather than on 3. I'm just going to stick that just so you can still see that yellow line. And I'm not going to decorate these. Controversial, I know, but I'm not going to decorate. I'm not going to put anything on these, so I'm going to leave it natural file coloured. Start. See, I told you I wouldn't remember to do that every time, but there you go. There we go. So there. Like that. Okay, so they're all basically our pockets in. So what we need to do is we now need to make some things to go in it. So again, some more file folder or some card or whatever you have to hand. So what do I have to hand? Now I've got some file folder, that's a definite. Oh, I've got this file folder. It's hanging up here. So we'll use some of this. So I'm going to use one of these on the front, and I'm going to use this one with this hole punchy thing in it because it's a little bit new and interesting and different. So we're going to make it, we'll go 6 inches and we'll go for 4 3/4. So let me cut it this way first, because then I can cut that metal bit off. So this is going to be 4 3/4 this way. Okay, and then we're going to go for 6 inches this way. Now, because we've already got a rounded corner here, we might as well marry that up. Yeah, that's fine. Just didn't know whether it was the same curve on it, so that'll go in there. So I will just say, they will always be stiff when you're putting things into a new pocket. It'll take a bit of a time till it gets a bit, you know, easier to slide in and out, so don't worry about things like that. So it's going to sit in there. Okay, and we're going to have a tab on the top of here. So I'm going to use this style of tab this time. So I used my other square style last time, but we're going to use the rounded tab this time, and we are going to pick a piece of cardboard or paper, or more to the point, it would be card covered in paper. Let's use a piece of this, and maybe stick a piece of this on it. So let's go for this piece here. So I'm just going to glue this down so that we can cut it out. I might use this for a few more tags anyway, so tabs, not tags, Dave, tabs. We need to get a card to squish it down with. Okay, I'm just going to cut this down with a pair of scissors. Okay, so we're just going to use this to cut our tag out of. So this style only cuts 1/2, and that's because you fold it over and you make the tab that you want. So I think we're going to fold it this way, and the folded bit goes in. Should we go for dead on in the middle, or should we make it look a bit more interesting? Let's make it look a bit more interesting and not go for symmetry. There we go. So, and then that makes our fishtail tabs. So that's going to sit on there. So I will round these corners off, I think, just to make it interesting. I think I'm going to give this a bit of a grunge up. So move my water out of the way. Round one. Get a vintage photo. I'm just going to go over this. So I'm not going to cover this one over because I like the look of this. I'm going to give it a really dark coloured edge. To signify use, basically. I'm going to do it on both sides as well. So and then I'm just going to come in from the edge a bit more. Try not to leave too many marks on it. Make it look a bit darker. We'll do the same on the back. I think I'm going to do a different colour as well, so add another colour to it. So all day, watch them all fall down. All day, dominoes sing. I don't know why I had to sing that. So let's go for scattered straw. Scattered straw on the way we used to be. Misty watercoloured memories of the way we were. That's not really what I was trying to sing. I wasn't trying to sing anything, it's just my brain just went scattered straw and thought scattered pictures of the way it used to be. Misty world of coloured memories of the way we were. Yeah. Could it be that? No. Sorry. I'll try not to sing. I'm trying to be a bit random on here as well, so I'm not trying to make it look like all one colour. I'm just trying to put a bit of colour all over it, so it's mottly, basically. Mottled finish. That's what we're going for. There we go. No, that's the lid on that. No, Dave. That. I was going to put them the other way around. It didn't work like that, though, does it? So, okay, so that's going to go in there. Yeah, cool. Okay, so fingers are a little bit gluey, so I just need to be aware that my fingers are a bit gluey because I don't want to glue anything down or grab hold of anything and pull the surface off it. So, one of the things, let me just put this on here and I'll talk about what I want to talk about, because most of the time I have no idea what I want to talk about. Most of the time I don't know what I'm talking about. So so this is 6. Let's go for a line about, well, we don't want to put a line, but a mark somewhere here. I did tidy up. So that's our midway. I'm just going to try and line that up with there. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the inside of here. And then just line that up with there. That's the middle. Try and get roughly the middle of that. Cool. So if you are struggling to get things in and out, once you've decorated it, so you can just put a little bit of wax down the edges, and it should just help it kind of glide a little bit better. So there we go. So like that. Okay. So that goes in there. You happy with that? Yeah, it's clear of that. So that's what I wanted to make sure it was clear of. That's cool. So, okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do some little tabs on the front. So we'll make those. No, we won't use those now because you've already got stuff in that. Let's go for some of this. This is a bit of my glue page, but it's fine. Good pair of scissors. There we are. No, Dave, come on. Malfunctioning hands. So, and we're going to we'll make a couple of little tags. So, the little tags we're just going to cut at, pick a straight edge, that's one of them. Just cut these edges down so that they're all straight. Some of them are freehand cut and that makes them not straight, so there we go. The bottom edge is definitely not straight. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut these down and we're going to go for we'll go for 3.5, no we won't, 2.5 high by 1.5 wide. So these are slightly smaller than the other ones. So I say slightly, they're a lot smaller. And these are going to be little tags that go in there. It's fine. Actually, if I do that, will I get one of those to fit on it? Ooh, it'll be exactly the same width. So let's go for 2 then, Dave. Go for 2 wide. I'm allowed to make mistakes, so Well, I'm not making mistakes. It's just, you know, just doing my own thing here. And I'm just on the mistake thing. Never be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are all part of life. It's so much better for your mental health if you're not worried about making mistakes. We learn better from making mistakes than we do not making them. So if you're learning to walk, learning to fall over is a good lesson for life, because you know where you went wrong, and also you know how to fall without hurting yourself. So, and that's, you know, a good lesson for life is just accept it. Just be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. It was just an opportunity. That's not the punch. This is not the punch you're looking for. That's not the punch you're looking for, Dave. It's that one, Dave. Do a tab in this. It's a beautiful tab, a good, beautiful punch. It cuts like a dream. Well, it does now. Wait until it's been used a lot. So I'm not worried about these being quite thin pieces of cardboard. That's absolutely fine. We don't want it to be too thick anyway, so. Oh. Try not to crease it, Dave, but never mind. If it gets creased, it gets creased. It's not a problem. So, I'll pop that on there. Just ink around the edges of that as well. So, like I say, both of us have had a comfort break, myself and Worcester. He's had his food. I haven't had mine yet, so I've got this video to do, and then I'll do a video in the week. I have to do a video in the week, because I haven't got around to doing half of the things I wanted to do today. And those of you wondering, yes, Friday's video was missing. I was at home. I was sat doing stuff in my house, like you do, like, you know, the domestic stuff, because I was on leave on Friday. Sat doing the domestic stuff, like you do, and it got to Friday night, and I thought, I'm sure there was something else I was going to do today. Yes, I was going to do a video, Dave. That's why. I was going to do a video early on in the day and upload it, and I forgot. So that's the reason why it was missing. No other reason other than I forgot. So, sorry. Soz and all that. Soz. But yeah, it was missing. I'd love to tell you there was a, you know, dramatic reason for it, but there wasn't. I can't lie to you. I have to tell you the truth. So, and it just didn't happen. So, and it was Friday night, and I was like, I can't do anything about it now. And then Saturday, there wasn't any chance of me doing anything on Saturday, because my Saturdays are, so it's Sunday for me today. My Saturdays are consumed by the domestic stuff that you do, you know, the cleaning and the shopping and the all the stuff that goes on in your life, because I still have a home that I have to run. That's outside of the full-time job that I do. So, and there are some days in the week that I can't do any videos because Vic's here, and it's not fair for me to say, you know, we're only like 18 months into the relationship. I can't really make him a craft widow just yet. So, but he does know that that you guys come first. My first love is you, and then Worcester and Vic are split equally, along with my mother and Brian. So there we go. So we've got those in there, and then we're just going to make a longer one to go down the middle of there. So this time I think we're going to use a piece of this, but we're going to cover it. So in fact we'll cover the whole thing, and then the back of it we'll leave uncovered. So let's go for, I don't want it to be wider than that, Dave. Go for a bit of this. Go for this one. I'll stick that on there. I'm just going to go for the, no, I don't want the black bit on this bit. I don't mind them on the tabs, but I didn't want it on this bit. I want it to be, let's cut this down. Yeah, so apologies for no video. It's just life. No excuses. No, not even life. Memory. Memories of the way. No. Misty Watercup. No. No. Just no. Sorry, Bobs. But no, not today. Bobs, as in Barbara Streisand. I mean, I guess she's not the only person that sung that song, but she's the one that I'm singing in my head. Oh well, I've got some of the black on it, but never mind. So we will cut that down. Shall we cut it down? No, we won't. You know what? We'll leave it like that. And I'm going to round the corners. Do a shallow rounding. Oh, sorry, a steep rounding. No, Dave, that didn't cut it. That did. Just empty that out. So that's going to go in there. Okay, and this time we'll have a plain tab. So we'll go for a bigger tab this time. So the bigger tab that I've got now, stopped using this because you can only cut very, very thin, minutely thin cardboard from it because it is terrible. So this is good job. This is minutely thin. Because it was starting to bend there. So on this bit, and if you were trying to push anything thicker than piece of tissue paper through it, it was getting ridiculous. So anyway, that's the situation. So I'll just fold that over. So I'm going to have this plain. So it's either a plain tag and a patterned tab, or a plain tab and a patterned card. So we're going to ink this before I put it on. Get it a bit grubbier looking. Grubbier. All the way around. I don't know whether grubbier looking will come up on the. I'll be interested to see what the closed caption says on that. So I'll be interested to see what it says when I'm trying to. I know some of you watch it with closed caption on, so interested to see what some of it says. I have watched some of it back with closed caption, and I'm like, nope, that's not what I said. So closed caption is very judgmental of my accent, I think. So I didn't measure that to put it in the middle. I kind of just guessed it. That's fine. Okay, so that's going to sit in there like that. Cool. Okay, so now for these ones, the big ones, the big one. Bring your own sound effects to work today, Dave. So for these, I went for, so you don't want to get too interfere with the mechanism of it, so as in the mechanics of it, not mechanism. So, you know, where the glued bit is and you're folding it over and it kind of, if you look at it, it kind of bows a bit. So I went for a 7-inch card in there, okay, and then overall you don't want to go any further than to about a quarter of a well, not even a quarter of a half a inch from the bottom. So I'm going to go for 6.5 by 7, I believe. Yep, 6.5 by 7. So we're going to find suitable cardboard for that. So don't go changing, trying to please me. I never let me. No, you never let me down before. So I think I might use some of this, which is just I usually use this for like construction-y stuff, unless I use one of these pieces of coloured card. Let's look at what we got here. So this is cardboard, so a bit sturdier cardboard, and I would want something that would kind of look nice tonally with that. I mean, I can go for that. It's quite pasty though. Go for something punchy red. It's got a bit of red on there, but it's not the right tone of red. Orange, no. Mint, no, not really. No, none of them. No, no. That's a backboard. That's not a colour. What do I want? What shall I do with the drunken sailor? Shall I go for a red? Is that? I mean, the red's not the right red. Pink is definitely not right. Orange. Orange is not the only fruit, which is the title of my article in Tracy Fox's The Foxy Rag. Anybody that's not watched it, I mean not read it, then why? Might go for that, you know. It is a red, but it's a different colour red. It's not quite so cherry red. That's alright. What's green? No, we're going to go for, I think we'll make one of them red and we'll go one of them in the thing. Yeah, so my article is about men in craft. Or shall I go both of them this colour? Oh, let's just go both of them this colour, Dave. So, that's if I can get two pictures. Sorry, that ruler wanted to get in the conversation. Oh, heck, where's my pen gone? You left me alone for 5 minutes and I managed to lose the pen. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to get another one out. This is why I go through so many pins, because they fall out and then I lose them. So, ow, Dave, not a good idea. Don't stick your ow. I just said don't stick your finger in it, and then proceeded to stick my finger in it. So they're very fine pins because they go in that hole, but the problem is they go into your fingers quite nicely then as well. Well, there's one of them somewhere and I have no idea, and I've forgotten what measurements I've just said. 6.5 by 7. Let's go 6.5 this way. Not quite the right colour, but you know, once you've inked it, and also this is mine. You can do whatever you like. So we're going to go 7 this way, aren't we? Yeah. I'm going to ink this down so it'll look a bit less garish, because it's quite garish at the minute, don't you think? Do you not think? Don't you? Don't you think you could? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? No. No. Dave, get a grip. That way, I love that corner. I'll do all of these corners as well while I'm here. Nothing like cutting corners. Yeah, alright, okay. The old ones are the best. That's why I'm still here. So, I'm one of the old ones. So, anyway, one of the other things I want to talk about is I'm thinking of not reinstating, but kind of building a new design team. And as you know, Joe, Leslie Pethybridge, Joe Thornton Collins, cousins, I would never know, cousin, sorry. I always get it wrong, sorry Joe, no offence. Brian, my best friend, and Leslie Pethybridge were my previous design team. I haven't asked Leslie whether she wants to continue. Joe has said she would like to, and Brian has said he'd like to as well. But I'm going to look at getting some more people on my design team, but with a bit more rules this time, because before it was a bit laissez-faire, and things didn't happen. So I'm not worrying about all of the marks on this. I'm quite happy about the marks on it, so it kind of makes it look a bit grungy looking. Again on this side, I might actually, do you know something, I might put a, no, I don't know, I might put a thing on it, I don't know why might put something over here. Do you know what, I'm going to put some of this on it. So I'm going to cut this down. Oh gosh, another thing to cut. I'm going to cut this down and get it wrong. So what did I have last time? 7 by 6.5. So if I go 6 by 6.5. I'll do 2 of them, otherwise I won't be able to clip the corners. Six. Dave, is that right? Yes. By 6.5. 6 by 6.5. You know when you're really hungry and your brain won't function? That's the current state I'm in. So hopefully this is enough to be able to make this clip. It's when you can go in. Yeah, that's fine. You don't want it to chew it. You know, sometimes if you don't have thick enough pieces of paper, it chews it rather than chomps it. There we go. Yeah, so I'm thinking about having a new design team. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. So if you're interested. So I've been speaking to Tracy about this. So Tracy, as in Tracy Fox, because I asked her advice on it, and actually some of the advice she gave me was fab. So, you know, and I value her opinion. She's a good friend, so I'm going to go down that route. So anyway, there we go. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to do that on this one. But let me just ink this around the edges first. I'm not going to bother going over the middle part of it because you're not going to see it. So. I wish there was a quick way to do this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike inking it, but speed, like a application you can put on and it just inks the edges, or you know, maybe just get a robot to do it for me. So, and then actually, I probably wouldn't be needed. You'd prefer to watch the robot than me, so probably can sing better than I can. So. I have no issues about technology, but you know, don't want it to take over my job. Skynet. Every time Vic says something horrible about she who shall not be named, because she's sat under my desk at the minute, you know, the device that you call has a female name beginning with A, that comes from Amazon. That one, she knows I'm talking about it now anyway. So every time Vic says something horrible about her or whatever, I say she's listening, she'll report it to Skynet. So that's the only kind of they're not horror movies, but they're a bit disturbing kind of movies. It's the only kind of movies that I've ever watched that are a bit like that. So Terminator movies. So. My mind just plays. I can't watch horror movies. It just plays things out in my head, and so can't watch things like that. I get enough PTSD from life, let alone from watching other stuff. So that's that. So on the back, what shall I do on the back? On the front, back, front, back, whatever. I shall put something else on here. Maybe one of these. Maybe not that, because that's not wide enough. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't need you quite as often as I should have. Little things I should have said and done. I never took the time. You were always on my mind. No. Enough, Dave. Enough of that. So I'm going to get rid of the white edge on these. So remember, these are all my offcuts. The ones that are my test prints. I mean, not offcuts. I have a lot of them where they've got like this test print strip on it. So, and what did I just cut those out? Oh. 6 by, so height is 6. Height is 6. Yeah, height is 6 by 6.5. Height. Come on. Come on. There we go. 6. Height is 6, and we want to get the most interesting part. So by 6.5 wide. Cool. again, I'm just going to round these corners. So this is a file for Margot, so she'll have two. She'll have my prototype, and she'll have the other one. You see, my brain is just so full of prototypes. Dave, stop doing that. We've just established you've lost one already, so got like things going on in my mind that I'm thinking, oh, I could make that and I could make that, and then I'll see something and think, oh, I feel, oh, I could do something a bit like that, and then I'll make my own prototype. And I usually only have to make one prototype. It doesn't always work, don't quote me. My mind's quite good at the spatial stuff, so put that on there. Kind of in the middle, it's fine. There we go. And then we'll put this one on, and then we've got kind of done those. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of wax on them with that candle, just to help them slide in and out. 'Cause like I say, when you're first getting any of your slidey holes to work, they're shut up, Dave. Don't know what I'm talking about. When you're first trying to get anything to go in a pocket, that's what I'm trying to talk about. You sometimes struggle because they just have to keep going in and out for a few times before it works. There we go. So that's those two cards. So that's a couple of nice journaling cards there. Cool. Okay, so, and then we're going to put some tabs on these. So all of these bits I'm going to keep. Those bits I'm not, because trust me, I have enough tiny bits of card without having any more. I'll keep that. They can go over there. Okay, so try and make a bit of space. So now what we need to do is we need to make some tabs for these. So the tabs, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with pattern, or yeah, let's do a pattern. So I need a bit more of this. Let's use that. And then stick this to a piece of, let's go for a thicker piece of card this time. So we'll have to use the stronger one, because the other one won't cut it otherwise. It just won't cut it. So down to, put that down to there. We'll use this piece. Glue it down with the, oh, I thought the lid was on it then, but it isn't. I can't remember. Did I buy anything for my tea? Oh, I did. Sorry. My brain's now moved into the realm of food, thinking, oh, I need to eat something. So tea in the UK, for those people who don't know. Tea in the UK, well, not all parts of the UK, but some, definitely northern parts of the UK, and also where I'm from, which is Coventry, which is the Midlands, it's also associated. Tea is not just a drink you drink with jam or bread, but it's also a note to follow. So no, it's not that. It's also a meal. So your evening meal is tea. So sometimes it's called dinner. So, but yeah, there we go. So now you know. That piece, and what else should we do? Maybe that one. It's a bit boring, that bit, isn't it? Let's see what that one looks like if I cut that out. Lock that. Lock and load. Yeah, like that piece. I think I prefer that piece to that piece, although I like the... Yeah, we'll go for those two. So, ink round all sides. And then we just need to make the ones go in the inside. So, as you can see, it's very heavy on pockets, this. There's lots of journaling space here. So, right, what I did was, because it's more about where they sit in a pocket than it being in the middle. So, I got these in here. And we got them to kind of sit in the right place. Yeah, and then I'll put the tabs on then when they were in there, so that I got them in the right place that way then. So it's less about it being in the middle and more about it being in the right place. I think I just said that. How many times do we want to say it again? I won't say it again, don't worry. So once you've got it in place, you can take it out of the pocket. So you can kind of straighten that up. That's that one. And then this one, put in this pocket. That way up. Oh, come on. This is why I could do with a bit of wax on it, but I'll do that in a minute. That goes in there. And which one was that? Is it this one I was using? Oh, this one. It was this one, wasn't it? So, because I thought this was more interesting, that's why. So, yeah, so like I say, just, it's about, put it in the pocket, and see where it sits naturally, and then glue the tabs on afterwards. Because if you stick them in the middle, you can guarantee it won't be in the right place for your tabs, because that is the law of sod. Sod's law. Well, it's called, we call it Sod's law in the UK. I don't know what we call it. You know, when it's just doomed to go wrong. That's what I mean by Sod's law. There we go. So that's those two. So that one was this pocket. In fact, let's do that now. Let's give it a bit of a rub with a candle, a bit of candle wax, just on the bits that I'm going to stop it now. Obviously, if you're going to try and ink this afterwards, then you're not going to, and I only put it down the edges, I don't put it all over the front of it, because then people aren't going to be able to journal on it. But it just gives it a bit of lubrication, and it means it goes in much nicer. See how much nicer that goes in there. Like I say, not on the journaling space, but just on the edges too. And it's just a bit of a lubricant, so it's great on your drawers, not your drawers, on your chest of drawers. It's great for stopping them from sticking and that sort of thing. So there we go, that's those. So now what we want is, we want some journal cards that go in here. So again, it's just a case of measuring and getting the right thing. So we'll go for another 7 inches this time, but we won't go quite so high. We'll go to we'll go to 5, so 7 by 5. Oh, backache. So what shall I use this time? Well, let's use some of this. What I was going to use last time. It's all going to fall off my window ledge and come into shot, but never mind. So big's that? No, let's go 7 that way. And then 5 this way. That way we'll get 2 out of it that way. 7 by 5. So of course you can use all of your offcuts of card or whatever you like for all of this. So, but it is pocket heavy. I'll warn you, lots of pockets in here, so plenty of journaling opportunity, but also lots of things to make. So just let those pieces of cards sit curled for some reason. So I'm just reshaping them a bit. Okay, so we will clip the corners. We'll go for a shallower thing this time. I am absolutely covered in bits of paper. Like these have just rained down on me as well. So there we go. Some nice brushing. Sorry, I was brushing. And I brushed you off the microphone. That's what you get for being tidy, Dave. I just warned you about this being tidy thing. This tidy malarkey. Forget it. So it's a bit scrunchy, but that's alright. I'd like to try and use up some bits rather than cut some more, but I think I've exhausted my semi-cut pieces. I have, so I might use that, and maybe one of them. So if I can get, let's leave that out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to cut that bit out. So we're going to go for, that's 5 by 7. So we're going to go for 6.5 by 4.5. So let's cut this bit out. So let's see, there's going to be 4.5. Yeah, that's fine. Don't know what it is that way though. So that's 6.5. 6.5. Oh gosh, yes, perfect. 6.5 by 4.5. Now they're bits I can use again. So from here we'll do. Let's cut it this way. Cut that very far edge off. And go 4.5 this way. And we'll go. Oh, that was the wrong orientation, Dave. Oh well, it's fine. By 6.5 this way. Should have done it the other way around, but never mind. It's fine. It'll do. Nobody lost a limb or a life or a leg or an eye, so we're all right. Cut all the corners off. So yeah, the thing that I was thinking about doing for my thing, yeah, that one. This pad's coming off its base. I don't think it's one of my new ones, so it's fine. My design team is. People will be able to pick one or maybe at the max 2 kits at a time, They won't have access to any other kits until such time as they've made something with the 2 kits. Because I made the mistake last time of allowing people to have access to all of the kits, all free of charge, all the time, and some people took advantage of that. In fact, some people were even not bothering to do anything with their access. So, and yeah, so it's a bit of a vulnerability just opening yourself up like that. But I didn't know any better, and I also trust people, and I believe what people say. So the people that stayed on were the people who were doing the good stuff. I mean, like, not everybody that dropped out, don't get me wrong, not everybody that dropped out was doing bad stuff, but some of the people that dropped out early on were up to some no good practices. One person was even selling them on under their own name, so yeah. So anyway, I'm going to have some new people do some new stuff. So also we need a bit of design creativity changes and things. Brian will still head up the design team and coordinate everything, and what people want access to will be entirely up to them. Stay out of shot. Thank you. So I'm definitely not going to force people to create. I know there are some design teams where it says you must create X amount of projects a year, a month, a week, or whatever. No, I'm happy as long as you're happy that you don't get access to anything else until you've made with what you've got. Then that's fine. Stick that on there. Do this one. Just ink around that edge. Just stops the white jarring the eye, because then it'll be brown on brown rather than cream with a white border on brown. And of course, all of my design team got friends and family discount for the for digitals. So if their friends and family wanted to buy them, they could. So there we go. So I think I'm going to put some journal space on the back. This is a piece of paper I was prototyping with, so I'll just use this. I've got real bad backache. I think this time I'm going to tear it out. That's torn it, hasn't it? I'm going to tear it out, and I'm going to use my Terry ruler, which I haven't used for a long time. I'll use the one that I made. So, I don't know. I had a strong whiff of coffee, and I don't know where that's come from. So anyway, I want to just basically have an idea of the size on here. What am I going for? 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to draw a 4.5 by 6.5 inch square on here, and then I can rip around that. So I go for six. Oh yeah, 6.5. Oh, Dave, that was not very well planned, was it, Dave? I tell you what, just go this way. Just do this first. that inside. So we need to go there, to there, there, to there, and then this way. Oh, it's got to be torn on those lines, basically, so fine. So this ruler was just created by actually all I did was I didn't even file it. I know a lot of people file it. All I did was I just snipped bits out with a pair of pliers. Not Chakademus and pliers, obviously, because they're no good for cutting with. So I haven't used this for ages. I've forgotten how fun it is to tear against these. So there we go. Cool. Probably a very convoluted way of figuring out how to do the size that I needed, but hey, did it work? It did. It's fine. So that's the proof of the pudding. Did it work? Yes, it did. That's fine. Then it worked. This goes on here. And then this one goes on here. Probably sped through all of this now, so this video seems like it's going on forever, so maybe it's because I'm doing it in one sitting, so I never know how long to do a video for. I know lots of people say no more than an hour, but then when I do ones more than an hour, people say that they like them when they're more than an hour, because other people don't do more than an hour. And I know some of you only want it to be half an hour, but it's very hard to, come up with the goods in half an hour. I'm going to use that because it's available. Or shall I use... Let's use one of the other shape ones. We'll do it in a coloured tab of some kind. Let's stick this to this card, and hopefully it'll still cut through it. No, we'll stick it on with stick glue, if I can find it. Where is the stick glue? What's that? And I try not to get in my head about it all, so because I'm trying to please everybody, and my autistic brain works by you say something and I take it literally, and it doesn't always work out because it's only your opinion, but my brain's like seeing it as an instruction. So yeah, so, and it doesn't matter how self-aware you are as an autistic person, it doesn't stop the functions of your brain from taking over. Okay, so we're going to go for... Oh gosh, is it too thick now? No, it's just about accessible. Oh, you see what I mean? All I did was I just coated that single piece, and now it's almost impossible to get the thing through. Oh no! Oh, that's right. I'm throwing the tab on the floor and I couldn't find it, but I found it. It has kind of chewed that bit there, but I'm not going to worry about it. There you go. You won't see it now, so I'll just ink around that bit as well. Do the same on this one. Seems to have a theme of like one lighter one, one darker one, but never mind. It's a theme. Ow! Stop it. Everything's out to get me. Stomach's rumbling now. Cool. So these are going to be a tab still on this. that on there. Again, I'm just going to eye it rather than go for eyeballing, rather than putting it in the middle. Rather than putting it in the middle. Now, I mean, I'm trying to put it in the middle. I am, promise, honest gov, trying to. Rather than worrying about it being definitely in the middle is what I meant. Do you know what? I can't even be bothered to... sorry, I don't even know whether I can be bothered to cook now. This is my problem. This is why I don't eat properly. I can craft or I can eat. I can prototype or I can eat. I know you guys would rather a prototyped, so there we go. So we're going to stick those in there. Let's put some of this on. And it all the wax will wear off after a while, and B, the pocket will get looser from all the pushing in, so it kind of serves a purpose for a while. Oh no, I can't put that one in there because that's almost the same tab. Put that in there, that one. I'll put this one in here. Yeah, that's better. And then we could do with a little card in there, and then we can kind of call it quits. So like I say, it's got multiple pockets in here. You're never going to be short of a pocket or two. You've got to pick a pocket or two if you're what's his face? Oliver Twist. What's his face? Yeah, I've cut that down, that should be fine. Got to pick a pocket or two. Oh no, it was Fagin that sang that, wasn't it? In Oliver, by the way, in case anybody's thinking, like, I don't know what he's talking about, so it's fine. It's fine if you don't, because there's lots of people in the world that still don't know what I talk about, so. We're just going to go for that in half, I think. It's not a perfect straight line, I guess, from that. It's not, but it's fine. It's fine for me. I'm just going to cut that in half. In fact, I'm going to cut that off, and then that off. And I like that image, so I'm going to leave that. There's my lid for the... Where my lid is, I have no idea. Goodness only knows. So we're going to just ink this, I think. In fact, I might give it a bit of a brush of a yellow on it. Just to make it a bit mottly. Clip the corners, I guess. Or maybe just clip that corner. Or maybe just clip those two corners. No, we're going to go for all corners, Dave. Same with this. All these little bits that, see, it's all these corners that I've got. Honestly, it looks like I've been to a real cheap budget wedding with where they didn't throw confetti, they just threw corner clippings. Fingers feel very sticky now. that's all that stick glue. Once it dries on your fingers, then every time you get any moisture on it, it reactivates it. So reactivate. Let's go for let's use some of this. Because it gives it that kind of mottly look. There we go. So yeah, if you get any wax on this, it will just it will be like a resist. So it won't pick up any colour wherever the wax is. So that's why I always suggest to put the wax on afterwards if you're going to use the wax. And I think I'm just going to darken the edges a bit with this. Let's go this way. Do you know, I watch people do it when it's like really random, and I really love it, but when I do it, I think it looks like a mess. So, you know, some people just don't do all of the edge and they just do random bits and it looks really good, but when I do it, I think it just looks terrible. Although, to be fair, some of the things that you guys like that I do, I think look terrible, but it's because I'm my own worst critic. I think we all are. I think that we'll always find some way to tear ourselves down. You know, hopefully humanity will stop doing things like that. Where, it's like, some people don't just do it to themselves, they do it to other people, and that's even more damaging. That's why I will always tell you you can, because I genuinely do not believe that you can't. So I'll use those, and don't know whether I want a tab on them. Do you know what? I'm not going to have a tab. I'm going to do something a bit weird. Shall we use... We'll put that one in there like that, and we'll put that one in there like that. So those two go together like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and get... another thing that's going to be lost to me. Oh no, it's not. And we're going to put a hole in it. Hopefully that'll be in the right sort of place. Like that, because we can, and we're doing something different because we can. Because we put tabs on everything else, we're going to put holes in these ones. So there we go, like a little grab hole, like that. There we go. Cool, brilliant, fantastic, done. Bob's your uncle. I won't finish the rest of that. But yeah, there we go. So let's put that in there. Now I know where the new pin is. I know where the new pin is. I don't know where the old one is. Put the lid. Oh, lid. Lid. Found the lid as well. Wow. It's all happening tonight, isn't it? Shame I didn't put the lottery numbers on. Especially with this streak of good luck that I'm currently having. So, there we go, that's it. So we've done, from a prototype that I made in a hurry, we've made this, which is, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets, 6 cards, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got 10 places to put things, and that's obviously didn't do anything with the back, so... But like I say, it just sits nicely. It's a nice little thing. It's hefty. It's got a bit of weight to it, but that's nice because like it's sturdy. Look, it's not flimsy in any way. You could, of course, if you were going to re-engineer it, you could put some ribbon in it so that you could tie it up. But it doesn't need to. It's not in danger of gaping open. So So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks to Tracy for inspiring me. Thanks for all the encouragement you've given me as well. Thanks to everybody that's recently subscribed. Thanks to everybody that's liked the videos or has interacted with them in any way. Really grateful. Like I say, I've been making prototypes. There's some good stuff coming up. I'm going to make there's going to be a very easy lantern to make for Halloween, for those people that like Halloween. We're going to be doing some kind of slide cases. There's going to be some more boxes coming. Loads of good stuff. So yeah, so stick around, stay tuned. I'll see you very soon. And don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And lots of love. Lots of hugs. I'm going to go and take this to Margot now. Hopefully she'll be very pleased with it. All right then. Take care, folks. See you all soon. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye. Bye. I'm going to go and eat something now. Something to eat. Okay. Bye.